Let's wait for it to start. It's up.
We got no fear, no doubt, all in balls out. We're going up tonight to kick out every light, take anything we want, drink everything inside. We're going till the world stops turning while we burn it to the ground at night. We're screaming like demons and swinging from the ceiling. I got a fist full of 50s, tequila just hit me. Oh, we got no class, no taste, no shirt and shit faced. We got 'em lined up, shot down, firing back straight crown. We're going up tonight to kick out every light, take anything we want, drink everything inside. We're going till the world stops turning while we burn it to the ground at night. Ticking like a time bomb, drinking till the night's gone. Get your hands off of this glass, last call my ass. No chain, no lock, and this train won't stop. We got no fear, no doubt, all in balls out. We're going up tonight to kick out every light, take anything we want, drink everything inside. We're going till the world stops.
And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to Full Velocity TV here live tonight at Hobo Racing at the Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park. Wheelen Modified action on tap here this Thursday night for the guys at Hobo, and great to have you all aboard. YouTube chat box, it has been alive here for about a good 30 minutes. Thank you all out there for tuning in. My name is Phil LaCasse, along with my broadcast partner, Mr. Too Tall Todd Stanton, at the controls, as always, Horace on Full Velocity TV. And man, Todd, it's a homecoming for myself. Always good to come back to the high banks here, the 5/8 mile, Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park, and open wheel modified racing. I know it gets me excited. I hope you're excited too, brother. It's going to be an awesome show.
Anytime we come back to Thompson Speedway, it's always going to be exciting. So, especially with these Hobo guys, they put on one whale of a show here in the Wheelen Modified series. And just looking at the different camera angles we have right now, high atop. And I don't know where we're at right now. We might be in a blimp. I can't even remember. But we're above Thompson. Look at the beautiful look here. And Phil, I'm sure you can see it on your monitor there. But it's a beautiful look. And just watching these cars go around the track, you can see the different grooves and drivers that these guys are. Oh yeah, different grooves these drivers are going to take here this evening. Voice a little hungover from last night. We're getting back into the swing of things at Thompson Speedway, Phil. I know your voice is hungover also, so we got this show to go, and hopefully we can give them the best show in the planet here on asphalt this time, like we did with the dirt last night.
We're hoping so, and yeah, well, I apologize. I'm a little bit hoarse myself here tonight. It's been a busy week. That race last night, we gave it all we had. It was a great time. If you guys have not gone back over that, check out the dirt race here from DirtWarriorRacing.com last night. These guys were great. Check it out over at you know, our Facebook page, our YouTube page. You guys are really going to click out of that. But back here at Hobo Racing here tonight, of course, for the Wheelen Modified Series, race number 6 of the season. Daryl Brown comes in tonight as our series point leader. Daryl's going to start deep in the field here this evening with these guys, Todd. So a great field of cars on hand, a great atmosphere as always at Hobo Racing. Find this great league. HoboRacing.com is where you can find Steve Rubino, Danny Rubino, who I know is out there in the YouTube chat here tonight. Bino, wish you were out there on the racetrack with us, but thanks for tuning in out there, and all you guys out there make this show go round and round for us each and every week that we get on the airwaves. And Hobo Racing, as I said 100 times before, probably my most favorite league to come back over to NR 2003 and broadcast a lot of great racing that goes on here, and it is going to be an electric night here. The home base, Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park for myself, just a quick 5-minute drive down the road. Beautiful facility, long tradition here. Just the who's who, best of the best of open wheel racing have won here in the real world. We see some great races here through the years as far as what Full Velocity TV has done, and it is just going to be a great night for us here. So glad you have all tuned in. We're about to get this 120 lap main event under the green flag, but before we do, what do you say we go trackside tonight for the playing of our national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, the national anthem to get us started here tonight. Thanks to John Tuffy Stardust for that rendition of the national anthem. I'm really sure that's the alias he gave me. That may be our buddy Everett Lentz out there singing. I'm not quite sure as the chat box is tuning in. We promised last night this anthem is going away. We were hoping to have a new one out ready for you tonight, but for whatever reason, the encoder I was using to transcribe a video here earlier this afternoon just did not work, and unfortunately we're not able to get all of us out here for you guys here tonight. But it is going to be an awesome night. The Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park for 120 laps around the legendary 5A Smile. The field starting to take to the grid, so let's dive into tonight's starting lineup. On the pole will be the driver of car number 41. That is Josh Boyer, alongside of the fast number 4. Quickest car in practice, that was Clifton Ashley. Row number 2, the inside car, the 31 of Jeff Stakanis. And to the outside, Connecticut owned, car number 6 is Rich Knappick. Row 3, the inside, the 06 is MT Johnson. The outside, the 14 car is DJ Hinsky. Rob Keller rolls off 7th tonight in car number 57. Bill Kring, short track veteran, he's going to roll off 8th in car 32. Duke Sorensen will bring the 59 car out from the 9th spot tonight, running at the top 10. Steve Rubino in car number 21. Row 6, the inside 39 is Frank Medoski. The dog John Palmer rolls off 12th in the 108 car. Next row back, the 188 is Larry D. Brendan Spada 4 rolls off 14th. Let's go trackside.
Drivers, start your engines.
And the command to fire engines has been given, continuing on with starting lineup, rolling off of 15th tonight. Aboard car number 2, that is Richard Fankel. And 2 is outside, rolling off deep in the field from 16th starting position tonight. That's the number 86 car, that's the point leader, Darrell Brown. Rolling on back here from a 17th starting position, a new driver to the community here. I'm sure not new to a lot of you guys. The 112 car is Chris Wiseman, and 2 is outside, rolling off shotgun of the field. 18th here tonight will be car number 17. That's on push rod. That's Bob Becker. Bob Becker rolling off from 18th. Well, that'll set the stage here, Todd. 120 laps around this Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park. Beautiful racetrack up here in Northeast Connecticut. What do you say? We get set to turn these Hobo Racing Modified Series. Let's turn them loose here for 120 green flag circuits. What do you say?
Yeah, green flag is in the air. Drivers dive down into the corner. It's Josh Boyer, Josh Boyer down on the inside there. Clifton Ashley, the number 4 machine on the outside, able to pull up just a little bit further here, able to use the momentum on the top side of the speedway. He's going to be able to slam the door shut down onto the bottom groove here in front of the number 41 of Josh Boyer. Just looking at the different camera angles and everything that's going on this track. Look at all the cars out here scattered on the Thompson Speedway. Fantastic run going on so far as they go down the back straightaway, Phil.
Absolutely. They worked their way into turn number 3 here. Working on lap number 2, Clifton Ashley going to lead the field out of turn number 4. Josh Boyer's Jegs machine currently second, but yellow flag going to come on the speedway. Yellow flag for the first time tonight here at Thompson Speedway. Looking like a spinner maybe off of, it looks like maybe turn 2 down the back straightaway. Todd didn't get quite the great angle of that, but did see a little bit of smoke rolling from there. Looking like this may have caught maybe... Frank Radosky, maybe Larry D's back there as well. Rich Fankel with 2 cars, so those guys may be involved. What is our first caution flag of the night for Full Velocity TV here? Todd getting, busy to work down there in the trailer. It's a tough transition when we come over from iRacing like we do on Wednesday nights back over to NR 2003. But, Todd, you look like you got this thing all sorted out. You are ready to go. The caution overlay on the screen. What do you say we go down there and see if we can't get our first Full Velocity replay of the evening?
Well, Phil, we're going to see what happened here. This is the number 39 machine. Some weird things happened here. It transpired. So it looks like somebody just ran into the back of him. The 188 ran in the back, collecting John the Dog Palmer. 39 hits the outside wall. Looks like just 3 cars. A little bit of dirt tracking here on the asphalt. Guy down through the dirt, or on the grass there, mowing. But it looks like 39 has a little bit of damage. No worse for the wear, I do not believe, because it is a short track here. 39 looks like he might be all right. He did nose it in and back it in just a little bit, but I believe it's just one of those things where it looked like 39 had a different braking point. The 188 just got it right in the back of him.
And that is something is more familiar than I think anybody can understand. It hasn't been out there sim racing in their own right. You go out there, you practice for a good 60 to 90 minutes on one of these cars, and it's so hard. I mean, all you could do at that point is you're working out the bugs of your own race car. You can't take into account the other drivers around you, where they're braking, how their cars are set up, what on and so forth. So you get one of these restarts together, things can kind of get happening crazy here quick, and not only you got to worry about where your braking point is, you got to kind of be cognizant of all the guys around you, where they may brake. They may brake sooner. They may break later. They may break at about the same spot. You see there, it may have been a little premature checkup. The 188 Larry D not quite ready for, and unfortunately both cars make contact. The round goes to 39. A couple more cars involved, and that right there is what we call a good old-fashioned short track racing wreck. So under the caution flag for the first time tonight here on Full Velocity TV. Thanks to all you out there, YouTube chat. This thing was alive 20 minutes before race time, and you guys, anytime we come out to Hobo, this place is always hopping, and it is no different tonight here, Todd. Not sure if you're able to monitor what the chat's got going on out tonight, but a lot of familiar faces we've got out there, who are watching. I see Danny Rubino's out there taking a break, but on the racetrack, the big dog, Shane Lake's out there. I see Bob Tompkins, as always. Gary Mingus. Barbara's out there. Judy's out there. All the familiar faces we see every time we come over to Hobo. I don't think they all understand, Todd, how much this chat box being alive just makes these evenings just so much more fun for us. It is so great to have them all out there.
Definitely is, and we're so glad to be in the NASCAR Racing 2003 community. You know, in broadcasting these great events here, and especially Hobo Racing League, any of the leagues out there. NASCAR 2003 still alive and well. We've seen a lot of leagues that are doing very, very well for themselves, Phil. We'd like to see and showcase their leagues here on Full Velocity TV, like we do with Hobo, like we do with a couple of the other ones that we have broadcast already, TDR being one of them. Pace car making that hard left-hand turn down the pit road, getting ready to put that hammer down. We're going to feel the mighty rumble of the modifieds. Green flag is in the air, down the front straightaway, down into turn number 1. It's the number 4 of Clifton Ashley, the 41 of Josh Boyer and Napick. That is your top 3. We're almost 3 wide there for 4th, Phil.
Almost 3 wide there, Just Canis, DJ Hinsky, and Bill Kring. Great to see Bill Kring out there. I know that number 32 taught something that's very, very fond to your heart. Bill Kring been out there a long time in this community, parading around mostly all the short track leagues you can find. Always great to see Bill out there in that 32. He's having a good ride, currently running 6th and right there in the fray there with Hinsky, MT Johnson, the 06. Couple of good heavy hitters we have to keep an eye on here tonight. We're into turn 3 as we're working lap 9.
Down into turn number 3, it's still the number 4 of Clifton Ashley leading the way here, leading the snake so far. These guys don't want to jump out of line early. We're on lap 9 of 120 here, so getting the laps underneath their belts here as they work over the bottom side here. Single files the way of the land down the back straightaway. Still the number 4 Clifton Ashley, Josh Boyer, Rich Napick, Jeff Stakanis, DJ Hinsky, Bill Kring, MT Johnson, Rob Keller, Steve Robino, and Duke Sorensen. That is your top 10 here at Thompson. These guys still going down single file down here. So, Phil, you've been at Thompson. I'm going to put this question up to you. I didn't get a chance to actually sneak peek in Connecticut when I was up there. But Thompson Speedway, all the rich history and stuff that goes on here, is what's it normally like to be at that track? Tell the viewers, maybe describe what it's like to be there. What kind of racing do you see on a weekly basis at Thompson?
Oh, with the 6 divisions of weekly cars that go out there every week, headlined by what they call the SK Sunoco Modified at Thompson. It's what we know the SK Modified all up here in the northeast side of the country. Great 6 divisions of racing. You know, haven't been so much as far as, you know, weekly here the last couple of years. A new road course has come into the mix in Thompson over the last couple of years, and that's kind of taken the oval racing part of it away. But some new management coming in here for next season. We hope to see a full series of oval track racing. But we're at a caution flag here again there, Todd. I can go on about this great racetrack all night long. A great event coming up here in a couple of weeks in October. The World Series of Speedway Racing, where 16 divisions of race cars come on hand. Well over 500 to 600 cars will be in the pit area for a 3-day event. Going to be a really good time in here. I wish this game did it justice, how great the atmosphere is, how great the racing could be. Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park, been my home track. I've lived here my whole life. A track that's been well a part of me for well over 30 years, and it's cool to do this in a simulation out here. But we're under caution flag for the second time this evening there, Todd, and I was looking around. I did see a little bit of smoke, but only thing I really saw was maybe the 59 of Duke Sorensen, who was rolling across there slowly. He may have been involved in an early altercation here 13 laps in.
Well, we're going to take a look at that number 59 of Duke Sorensen as we're coming out of the corner here. Looks like he gets a little tail happy, saves it, gets it back going. 112 of Chris Wiseman makes a little bit of contact there, and he takes a little bit of a ride here, the 59 across the line. Not sure who hit the 59 right after Wiseman. Wiseman had really nowhere to go. It looked like one of those just incidents that happens here. The 17 machine of old Pushrod getting into the 59 Duke Sorensen, had nowhere to go. That's going to bring our yellow flag number 2 here at Thompson Speedway. Look at the ride. Look, just look at this. Look at the ride that Sorensen went through, but able to keep it going, and hopefully no worse for the wear here this evening.
It's really cool because I go back here and try to watch through the replay, and definitely when you come back here through the replay, I always kind of watch on a tape delayed basis to see exactly what happened out there. And I have to throw a kudos out there to the guys at Action Pack Tracks, or Project Short Track, I should say, PST Project Short Track, who put this really awesome looking racetrack together. It's been resurfaced over the years. Some things have changed. The new configuration out there with the road course has kind of done some more stuff in the oval. But these guys at Project Short Track, they have made great tracks to this sim for a long time. And I really hope they stay with it for years to come, because they bring a great racetrack like Thompson to life for us. And it's so authentic. Everything down to the billboards, the signage around the speedway, the grooves in the racetrack, just the asphalt. the way they put the asphalt groups in the front straightaway. I mean, just so cool what these guys do. They keep a 15-year-old game alive, and you know, it's just so cool to come out here and hang out with these guys at Hobo. I know loyal modified guys, myself a modified guy. You know, I know a lot of other leagues out there do modifieds in a big way as well, like guys like STR, our buddy Fred Hill, we haven't talked to in a long time, but I think we may once again catch up with these guys over the wintertime if all things go to hell. But yeah, modified racing, something near and dear to my heart. Anytime I can see these open wheel ground pounders on Full Velocity TV, you know, Todd, I am there. And when I see Thompson come to the schedule, I just get a little more excited because nothing beats the flavor of your home track. And like I said, this has been home track for me for all my 39 years on this earth. It's been about 6 years since I've set foot to the Speedway for a race, but God, it's a place that for a long time I called my happy place. I didn't miss a modified tour race here from the inception of the series in '85 all the way up to past the year 2000 when my kids were born. So this is a place that means so much to me. I got a lot of passion for the joint and a lot of passion for short track racing and modified racing in general. So to come out here and do it with these guys, it's as cool as always.
Yeah, definitely cool, Phil, just to watch this. And another cool thing that we're going to show you here on Full Velocity TV, we're going to take the restart behind the wheel in the office of the number 4 of Clifton Ashley as we get ready to get this green flag. We're just going to take you on a full lap here as the green flag waves. We're going to go silent and let this guy go to work.
Just how cool is that picture right there? I mean, inside the race car, inside one of these modding modifieds, that's exactly what it looks like, seeing over the air filter out through the screen on the right-hand side. And what a cool view around this beautiful 5A smile that just a who's who of legend have won here in the past, from names of the past like the Rapid Roman Richie Evans, NASCAR Hall of Famer, to current NASCAR drivers like Ryan Preece races here on a weekly basis throughout the 2018 season. I think he may have missed the event here last week due to his Xfinity Series commitments, of course, but that's just to give you a preview of just a list of guys that have won here over the years. As we're 21 laps into the event, Clifton Ashley still maintains the lead, but he has a mirror full of the 41 of Josh Boyer. Those guys sliding off at turn 4. Boyer trying to look to the inside. He's going to do so around here in turn number 1. The 44 on card trying to find running room. Good battle for the race lead off of 2.
Fantastic battle going for the race lead. The 4 of Clifton Ashley got a little bit sideways going through the corner. You can see we caught that on the camera here through 3 and 4, and he's starting to drift up the track. Almost wondering if his tires are already starting to go away. Maybe heated up just a little bit on that number 4 machine. 41 all over his rear bumper. That is Josh Boyer. Rich Napick running in that 3rd spot. In that black and red car there, Napick in the number 6. Jeff Staccatus running in 4th in the number 31 and 5th right now. DJ Hinsky, Bill Kring in the number 32 starting to make some headway. He is up to 6th, Phil, having a good run.
Having a terrific run. Todd, I've kind of been back through the field as I normally would do, looking for good racing and seeing where stories may be developing, and I am watching the point leader, the 86 car of Darrell Brown, and the car right behind him about a couple car lengths, the 112 of Chris Wiseman. Those two cars may be two of the most solid on the racetrack, especially that 112. He started deep in the field there, Todd. He drove up to a top 10, was involved in that last caution flag, restarted at the tail end, but Chris Wiseman all the way up to 12th, and that 112 car, if say digging, that's the personification of digging right there. Chris is driving up through this field. Currently 12th. He's at the 86 of Darrell Brown up ahead. That'll be good racing here off of turn number 2 for the 11th position.
Definitely good racing going on for that 11th position there, Phil, as we're still meanwhile back up front trying to get these cameras to work in the way that we need to work them. But right now the cameras are just a little bit different here. Not something I am accustomed to here at Thompson. Thompson's got these older style cameras, and we're going to town here the best that we can. Spectator view right now. Just watching the number 4 of Clifton Ashley come down the back straightaway. We can see 5 cars on the screen, now 6 cars with Bill Kring now making some moves down onto the bottom. He's starting to look low of the number 14 of DJ Hinsky, and he's not able to do so here as we're on lap number 27 of 120. Hinske right now still holding on to that 5th spot, but Bill Kring starting to make a move. Also coming into the picture, MT Johnson. Johnson starting to move up through the field here too. Green flag lap starting to be the way of the land here. Hobo Racing League, Thompson Speedway. And that 4, Phil, I'm looking at the 4, and I know that's near and dear to your heart, but right now he's drifting up the track quite a ways, and he's leaving that door wide open. I'm almost waiting for Boyer to pounce.
I think it may happen, yeah. Awesome to see the 4-car leading a race. I know that's a number I use in this community as well, and if it's me out there, you're definitely sure as hell not going to see up to the front of the field. But Clifford doing a great job of it. Josh Boyer's just been pestering him there, and 2 car lengths back, you find the 6th car of Rich Knappick, just kind of just sitting there biding his time, waiting for something to happen up front. This place can be really tough to pass there, Todd. As you can see, middle lane of the racetrack, usually the fast way around. The guy who can dime in the corner, which means let it wash in low at the bottom, wash up middle groove, let it bite back down to the inside off a corner. Those are the guys usually going to make speed here. Clifton Ashley doing a terrific job of it. The problem is Josh Boyer trying to find running room down low. Well, that's just not the groove here to find. If you can make it work, great, but you run that risk of maybe hitting a dip off a turn 2, maybe spinning your tires, and you never know what's going to happen. But that's going on there. Good race going on for 5th, as you were documenting. Bill Kring, the 32 car, the 14 of DJ Hinske, the 32 able to make a power move to the outside. Put Bill Kring up in the top 5.
Yeah, still battling on the outside is the 32 of Bill Kring. They're side by side down the back straightaway. 14 of DJ Hinske down on the bottom, trying to make that work. Looks like Kring going to finally complete the pass here through 3 and 4. Put him into 5th completely this time by, as we back down, 32 laps. And that's a coincidence. 32 laps. The 32 is now in 5th and now all over the rear bumper, that 31 of Jeff Stakanis.
Yeah, all over him like gum on the shoe as they hit turn number 1. Stakanis going to drive it down low. Bill Kring, he's driving it in. All he can do up high, going to let it come to the low side off of turn number 4. For the thousands of laps I've seen here, that may not be the best way to save a right front tire, as you can burn it up at this racetrack in a really big way. I think you're going to see these cars starting slipping and sliding. They're even doing that up front. The 4 car, he's been pretty smooth. He kind of slides up the groove. The 41 trying to peek underneath. Rich Knappick of the 6 car, his car looks to be coming into him there, Todd. He is all over the 41 car. Rich Knappick is kind of maybe riding there patiently. I think he's ready to pounce, though, as he's starting to pull up to the back bumper there. Little chrome horn action, if you will, on the back bumper of the 41 from that 6 machine.
And Knappick making some moves in the number 6 machine, and those 3 starting to break away from the rest of the field as they come down the front straightaway. They go past that start-finish line. They're already down into turn 1, as that second group was at that start-finish line, and that's being led by Jeff Stakanis in that number 31 machine. You're starting to see some of these guys starting to run away from the other pack there, Phil. Are they going to burn up their tires too soon? We're just going to have to wait and see. It might be too early for us to even tell here. But these guys are really, really putting down the hammer. There's a number 4 machine of Clifton Ashley, who I thought the tires were going away. He's proven me wrong lap in and every lap there, Phil. The number 4 is able to work on the bottom side, and you know that that's going to scrub off tires, and that's going to be very, very important come the end of this race.
You know, absolutely right. Couldn't agree more. And I'm all the way back there. I believe that's the Mike Soto, number 21 of Steve Rubino. He is back there currently running in the 9th spot. You know, it's good racing going on back there. Up ahead, you see Rob Keller, MT Johnson. To the back of the 21 car, you find the likes of Chris Wiseman, who I'm not sure if you have, real lap live telemetry there, Todd, but Chris Wiseman looks to be one of the fastest cars on the racetrack, if not the fastest. He ran this group down about a full second a couple of laps ago. He is now all over the back bumper of Steve Rubino in the 21. Chris Wiseman, the 112, starting to make his way forward. Biding his time there, washed up a little bit. Right front tire getting hot. But as we're watching that battle starting up front, I'm watching this battle toward the back half of the top 10. There is good racing going on all over this High Bank 5A Smile right now.
Yeah, definitely good racing going on between the number 21 and that number 112 machine. Like you said, inside the top 10, battle for 9th position. Wiseman all over the rear bumper. That 21 of Rubino. Rubino working his way down here into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4. Coming down the front straightaway again. Rubino able to hold him at bay. I don't know for how long. Like you said, that 112 was rather quick here. And I believe last time by, he was the quickest on the speedway, Phil.
I think that entire second pack may be starting to run down that lead group a little bit. Thinking the tires may be starting to go away on those top three cars, as I believe those intervals that were well over 2 seconds kind of came down closer to 2 seconds. We'll see where it is there. Yep, Bill Kring come down from 2.1 to 1.9, 2.7 for DJ Hinsky. A little bit slower on back from MT Johnson, Rob Keller, Steve Rubino, Chris Weiser. Those guys still over 4 seconds behind our current race leader, Clifton Ashley. But looks like tires, maybe not on the 4 are starting to go away. The 41s looks to be starting to get a little warm. The 6 car may be falling off a little bit. Stakanis has stayed pretty consistent. Bill Craig looks to be picking up some speed there. 1.9 last time around. Let's see where it clicks down to when they hit the start-finish line. Oh, maybe not. There is caution flag going to come on the Speedway once again here, the third time at the Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park. Where there's all the legends of one through the years. We talk about names like Jeff Fuller, likes of Steve Park, TC, Teddy Christopher have won here. I mean, just the who's who of modified lore have won at this racetrack over the years. Guys like Tony Hirsch, the current spotter for, Monster Cup Energy Series driver Kyle Busch. He was a multiple-time Modified Series champion, won right here at the Thompson Speedway. So a lot of great things going on here over the years. We'll talk about more of the history of the Speedway as this race clicks on. But caution flag for the third time tonight here, Todd. And looks like you got it ready to go on the screen. What happened out there? No, pushed in, a little bit short of a race car, but, too bad. Steve Rubino was having a terrific run out here this evening, was up in the top 10, and, I know a lot of the families out there watching and cheering him on, and I hope to God that Steve doesn't have the phone out there or listening, getting overexcited. I know we've talked about these guys at Hobo before. Won't mention any names. Everett Lintz, you texting and driving, not a good idea. So I know the family of the Rubinos out there watching. I'm just hoping to God Steve wasn't out there, because maybe he did get a little bit excited there, but he wanted some more TV time, Todd. Everybody likes TV time on Full Velocity TV, and why don't you tell all these guys out there watching here tonight, they may be checking in with their league, new to the product, checking out what we're doing. Why don't you tell all these guys out there how they can get a hold of us and get their league here live on Full Velocity TV?
Usually this is your spot, Phil, but I'll gladly take it here this evening. I know your voice is probably a little worse for the wear than maybe my voice, but you can get a hold of Full Velocity TV on Facebook. Full Velocity TV, just find us. You can hit us up on Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, we have the old-fashioned way, Full Velocity TV at gmail.com. We'll get your race live broadcasted here on Full Velocity TV. Our schedule also live on Facebook, so you can actually see where our schedule is going to be. We're going to have some shows we have available to you on Facebook. We have it available to you on YouTube, working on Twitch, and maybe simulcasting here in the near future, but we are now Facebook ready here for Full Velocity TV. We're going to do it on YouTube also. Whoever wants it on YouTube, like Hobo, wants all the races broadcasted on YouTube. Yes, you can do a lot more on YouTube than you can Facebook. Facebook just has a lot more tools that you can use for viewership and that kind of different thing. But a lot of different genres out there for Facebook and YouTube, and then you got also, Phil, you got Twitch out there, so we're going to see if we can get involved in Twitch also. Lights are extinguished atop the pace car here, though, Phil. It's going to be interesting. We're going to get back to racing here momentarily. We're going on the back straightaway. We're on lap 48 of 120. Doesn't seem that long ago. We just got the green flag. These guys have been clicking laps off in a great pace here. Fantastic pace, I should say. As these guys get ready to go back to green flag racing. We got a new leader up front at the helm. The 41 of Josh Boyer getting ready to put that hammer down out of turn number 4. Green flag's in the air. It's Josh Boyer, Jeff Stakanis, and Clifton Ashley. Those are your top 3 coming down into turn number 1.
Yeah, Josh Boyer for the first time here tonight. Now, we'll have to see how the 4 car of Clifton Ashley, he hasn't had to be back in traffic in the first 45-plus laps of this race, but he did restart in the 3rd position, still close to the front of the field, but Josh Boyer Now with the race lead, a little bit of a checkup there as the 31 of Stacatus checked up. The 4 car had to lift and allowed Rich Napick to get underneath. Bill Kring's underneath there in the 32. That's racing with a 4 spot. Maybe even going to fall back toward the 57 of Rob Keller. The 4 car, we'll see if Ashley can't pull it back down to the high side. Drives it deep into turn 1. He's going to race alongside Bill Kring. That's for the 4 spot. Looks like new tires. They're going to work on the inside off of 4. Put Bill Kring back up to 4th. Clifton Ashley Todd, who led the majority of this race, he's now slid back to the 5th spot.
Yeah, he's sort of on the outside looking in. Is that number 4 machine of Clifton Ashley. Ashley leading quite a few laps here early on in the going, now sitting in 5th. And that number 4 machine, meanwhile, battle for that 2nd spot starting to heat up. That's a 6 of Rich Napick. Napick diving down to the bottom side, trying to get around the 31 of Jeff Stacanis. Not going to be able to do so here momentarily here. Has the number 6 of Jeff Stacanis, and all those guys slow. The reason why the battle stopped, Phil? Yellow flag out there once again here at Thompson Speedway.
Yeah, yellow flag is indeed out on the field, and I don't want to speculate because that's something I don't like to do, but I'm going to let you find this one, Todd, and it may be not quite the same tale, but familiar sight. And it's an unfortunate familiar sight, and I don't think YouTube chat is going to like this one too much either. I'm not going to spill the dance here. I'm going to let Todd spill the news. But, Todd, you got the caution overlay out there. I think you probably found it just as quick as I did. Show them what happened. Yeah, that's all I really got for you is, and it's a lonesome feeling out there to spin by yourself. It's something I'm guilty of 3, 4, 50,000 times. I don't know. But either way, put us under the caution flag. I believe number 4, number 5, they're all starting to run together to me by now. It's been a long week. It's been a busy week for us on Full Velocity TV. You guys have not seen what we've been up to all week long. 2 really good races here the last couple of nights. Monday night, Ben I Racing, of course, is we do a lot of the I Racing. We go back and forth between that and our 2003, but some really good stuff going on. We had RTZ Open Modifier, Open Pro Late Model Series here, run out of TDR on Monday night. A really terrific race for all those guys out there at TDR. Then one night ago, Wednesday night street fights at Dirt Warrior Racing. We're at Knoxville last night. If you guys have not seen some of the Wednesday night racing that's been coming out of this YouTube page, you guys need to go back and check it out because those guys at the Dirt Warrior Racing do a fantastic job. You're going to see that Season 3 right here starting next week on Facebook Live for Full Velocity TV. Then we're right out here tonight on a Thursday night. Back out here at Hobo. It's kind of come home base for us in NR 2003. Since our rebirth here back in this community, Todd. It's been the only NR league we have seen so far, but that's about to change here soon as we're coming up this Sunday, the first of what is going to be 10 playoff races for our friends at FTF Racing. The Verizon Cup Series comes center stage at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway coming up Sunday night. That is going to be an awesome show. We're going to see back here on TDR Racing in NR 2003 in a couple of weeks on the 22nd. The Salute to Heroes 120 from the Richmond International Raceway. The 1 week later, we're going to be at FTF every Sunday the next 10 weeks. The following week at TDR, a very special event. I want to get this word out here starting this week. We're going to flash all over social media. A fundraiser for the Wounded Warrior Project. Now, everybody out there, you've seen, the Wounded Warrior Project. You've heard the stories. Well, we have a great fundraiser started. We're going to collect proceeds for all the weeks leading up to that race on September the 29th. So, a lot of great things going on. TDR Racing, FTF Racing, Hobo Racing. Going to be Super 3 leagues we're going to see a lot of here in the next couple of weeks here on Full Velocity TV. Very thankful. So great to be back to this community. And don't forget, guys, all that great iRacing content we're going in out there. It has been a busy, busy week. It's been a busy night. Things just seems this time of year, Todd, things kind of go up to a fever pitch, and they're going to hear a lot of us. As believe we're back to Green Flag Racing. Rich Napick now your new leader.
Yeah, Rich Napick, our new leader. The number 6 machine, Bill Craig, running in second. Third is Clifton Ashley. Rob Keller, the 57, he is up to fourth. Daryl Brown is up to fifth in that number 86 machine, so he's there lurking inside the top 5. Some of these guys did come down pit road and take tires, and fresh tires may make a difference here later on in the going, as we're almost to halfway here. We're on lap 58 of 120, so we got a couple more laps. We'll officially hit halfway, as now it's still leading the charge. Rich Napick down the back straight away. 32 of Bill Craig running in that second spot. Third is Clifton Ashley.
Clifton Ashley up there in the third spot. How about the run for Bill Kring? Not a name that we see a lot of. You know, Bill's really, really busy with the work schedule and whatnot, but anytime you can see Bill Kring come out here on a short track in that number 32 car, always going to be a player, always has solid runs, takes care of his stuff, and as we now hit the halfway mark this time around, 60 down, 60 to go at the Thompson Speedway. Bill Kring's 32 car, as he said, he bounces off the outside wall for turn number 4, but currently running up there second. Problem is, Todd, you look up front, you got a hometown kid here. Home field advantage, Rich Napick, coming from down the road, I believe, in Willimantic. About a 25 to 30-minute drive from Thompson. So with a short tow out here, Rich Napick, the 6th car. He knows how to find victory lane on Full Velocity TV. He leads the way at Thompson as they head toward turn 3.
And definitely likes to find victory lane here on Full Velocity TV. Does number 6, Rich Napick. Bill Kring, like you said, all over the rear bumper there momentarily. Now about a car length and a half. So these guys up in the top 3, starting to run away from the number 57 of Rob Keller and Daryl Brown right now. And Daryl Brown and Rob Keller, no slouches of their own here at Thompson Speedway, but they're able to right now just settle in 4th and 5th respectively. You got DJ Hinsky running in that 6th spot. 7th right now, Larry D. John the Dog Palmer having a good run, Phil, in 8th right now. In the 108, Brendan Spadafora in the number 37, he is 9th. 10th is Chris Wiseman right now in that 112 machine. Duke Sorensen 11th. 12th, 13th is Jeff Stakanis. MT Johnson is running in that 14th position. So a lot of different changes. We've seen some of those guys up front here early on in the going, and now they're starting to fade back. Meanwhile, battle for that second spot is the 32 of Bill Craig. Made a crucial mistake. The number 4 of Clifton Ashley makes short work of that. He was able to dive down to the bottom. He puts himself into position number 2 in that number 4 machine. Bill Craig now back to 3rd.
Bill Kring going to drop back to 3rd. Clifton, as you said, Bill made that crucial mistake, and that on the 4 car. We know Clifton's got a good piece, and, you know, he came in here a little while ago, put tires on. Maybe that 4 car can make another run at Rich Napick here, but you talked about those guys running at the back of the field there, Todd, that were up front, though, like Jeff Stakanis, like MT Johnson, you know, Brendan Spadafora, all those guys, Josh Boyer even. You know, Josh had the lead here, that last caution flag. Those guys have all come down pit road. They have taken tires right around the halfway mark, which is a really good strategy here at Thompson because, you know, these guys up front, you know, tire wear here plays such a big role. When these things fall off, they become evil in a big way. That car don't turn. I like that move by those guys that came in right around halfway. It's a strategy I've used here a million times, and, you know, to some pretty fair success. I've seen more guys come to the front using it than anything else. So, got to keep an eye back toward the field where those guys pitted. Stakanis, Josh Boyer, yeah, they're running 13th and 15th respectively, but as this thing stretches out with a decent green flag run, I think you're going to really like that strategy. But up front, it's all quiet. Rich Napick, he's held that 4 car off at bay. Bill Craig still running in there 3rd. Rob Keller 4th, and great run for the point leader, Daryl Brown. He started deep in the field tonight, I believe 16th. Daryl Brown, he's worked his way up in the top 5. That's how you win championships, through 5 races into the season. The 86 car, Todd, he is our current point leader.
Yeah, definitely 86 of Daryl Brown right now, working inside the top 5 in that 5th position. Meanwhile, just taking a nice look at the number 6 of Rich Napick here, looking back at the number 6 machine with a nice little camera angle that we have going on here. So Rich Napick looking back at himself, and then you're looking back and watching these guys fight tooth and nail for that second spot as Kring's trying to drive down to the bottom side. Number 4 machine of Clifton Ashley still holding on to second. Does not look like he's making any headway on the number 6 of Napick, as Napick still continuing to lead. But I believe the 4 right now Cannot catch that number 6 there, Phil, out front, or maybe not trying as hard right now, but he's just drifting up the track just a little bit. And here comes Bill Kring back down to the bottom. But I believe Kring is no worse for the wear right now. He's got a little bit of tire wear, I should say. Shouldn't say no worse for the wear. I'm sure he's got some tire wear in that 32 machine because he stayed out a lot longer than some of these other guys.
And I think that's the benefit the 6 car has being out front right now. He's not having to, play defense at all. He's got a decent little lead, able to keep the race car under him. You see Clifton Ashley, those tires may be getting hot as he's starting to move up the outside part of the racetrack. Bill Kring's having to drive it down kind of deeper into the corner down low. We know that's going to heat up the right front, so those are 2 guys up front really racing hard. Rich Knappick maybe not hustling that car so much, and I'm seeing the likes of, say, Rob Keller, like Darrell Brown, as those 2 guys start racing for second. It's kind of bringing those guys back into the fray. They had about a 1.5 second advantage over these guys. What was a 1.5 seconds? Well, now it's down to about 5 or 6 car lengths. So the more these guys race up front there, Todd, the more the 6 car is going to drive away. But even furthermore, the more it's going to bring these guys forth on back into the picture. It's really good racing all over the place right now here at Thompson.
Yeah, definitely good racing going on all over the place, Phil, like you said. Watching some of these guys cut some grass down there. I believe there's MT Johnson down there mowing some grass just a little bit. Able to stay in front of the number 31 of Stakanis and the number 41 of Boyer. But meanwhile, the 59 machine gets a little bit loose. That's Duke Sorensen. So we're trying to cover everything that we can right now. Duke Sorensen running 10th. So those guys are trying to catch him. They want inside the top 10. Almost getting out of shape is Duke Sorensen in that 59 machine. MT Johnson now down to the bottom side here. Great battle going on for that 10th spot. Looks like the MT Johnson going to be able to pick up 10th away from Duke Sorensen there through the corner. So Duke Sorensen now back to 11th.
Yeah, put the 59 back to 11th. MT Johnson, that's another guy I've got to race with a lot here recently in these open wheel modifieds. And that guy is as smooth as it comes. Not always, some of the racetracks he really struggles on, but the ones he is good at, and I consider Thompson one of his better tracks, he knows how to, take care of the equipment, knows how to drive back up through traffic. I think MT Johnson, maybe not contender for the win here this evening, but I think a guy who's going to have a really, really solid effort, going to really be a good night for a guy like him, and running up there solidly in the top 10. Up front, Todd, everything kind of all squared away, 78 laps of 120 on the board. We're about 2/3 the way home, so what do you say we try to do a full field rundown sponsored by Full Velocity TV. Find us on Facebook and also contact us via email, fullvelocitytv@gmail.com. Your current race leader is the 6 car of Rich Knappick. Clifton Ashley in the 4 car is currently second. Bill Kring in number 32. He currently runs third. Rob Keller in the 57 car is fourth. And Darrell Brown rounds out your top 5. 6 through 10, we find DJ Hinsky 6th. Chris Wiseman is 7th in the 112 car. 8th, we find the dog John Palmer in 108 car. Larry D's 188 is currently 9th. MT Johnson, the 06 car, currently running at your top 10. 11th is Duke Sorensen. Jeff Stakanis is 12th. Josh Boyermeyer deep in the field, currently 13th. Rich Fankel is 14th, and Frank Radosky, the 39 car, rounds out your top 15. 16th is Bob Becker. Steve Rubino currently running 17th, and Brendan Spadafora of the 37 car. He is currently 18th on the lead lap. All the race cars that all showed up here tonight, Todd, all 18 of them, all on the racetrack, all on a lead lap, and at 2/3 the way home of this race at Thompson. That is a cool feat for these guys. Is 82 laps now going on the board. Rich Knappick still continues to lead. The field is in the backstretch headed toward turn number 3.
And down through turn number 3, and now down the front straightaway. Going to click off lap number 83 here of 120. It's still a 6 of Rich Knappick leading the way, but nice battle going on for that second spot once again. 32 almost making contact with the 4 Clifton Ashley. He has to back out of it. That leaves the door open for the 57 to make a charge. That's Rob Keller. He's to the outside of the 32. They are side by side coming through turn number 4. Looks like Rob Keller going to have the advantage. He's going to put himself in the 3rd.
Yeah, Rob Keller having a good run of it. That Albertson's number 57 car. Cool to see again. Rob Keller, the old Jason Keller scheme. I kind of like where he went with that one. Put that 57 out up to the 3rd spot. Rob Keller having a terrific night here so far. Bill Kring not going to go away in that 32 machine. Bill's got that blue machine on that low side, going to try to race all he can back to the inside lane. You see the racetrack kind of opening up a little bit up here. As guys starting to wash up, starting to make some time. 32 car trying to run down low, but Rob Keller has completed the pass, moved to 57 up to third. Darrell Brown now, he's going to turn his attention to a 32 of Bill Kring. Can Darrell Brown make the run to get that 4th spot?
Not sure if he can or not. He's going to be able to catch these guys rather quickly, and I believe he's trying to save some of his tires there on that number 86 machine. Darrell Brown, no slouch. Like you said, he is their current points leader, so he's just playing it smart here. He's watching these guys drop like flies here, and he's going to pounce when he can. I don't believe he's going to force the issue here early on this number 32 of Bill Kring, but I do think he's been back there conserving his tires in that number 86 machine. Look at Kring. He dressed up the track just a little bit, plowing with the right front almost up towards the wall there. That's a tight condition there, and usually that concerns with tires there, Phil.
Todd, you need to do me a favor, brother. Is caution flag going to come on the racetrack? So I'm going to put you back to work. But, Bud, we're up here in Northeast Connecticut, the middle of September. The word plowing, I don't want to think about doing that yet, as we're coming into the fall. We know what happens come, December time, the first of the year. We talk about that white stuff. I do not want to think of plowing whatsoever. Let's keep these cars moving up the top of the racetrack and keep the plows away. But caution flag for, I think, the 5th time coming out here on lap number 88. And that's going to turn this race, I think, kind of upside down, because those guys that pitted before halfway may lose the benefit of those tires. We'll have to see who's going to come in, who's going to stay out, maybe play the gamble, as we're going to be less than 30 laps to go here on the restart. We'll recap pit stops. What do you say we recap, Todd? What happened? Put us under the caution flag for, I believe, the 6th time here this evening. All right, so I'm not sure Todd is hearing us, or the microphone hit the mute button, or what's happening there, but all right, try that again, Todd. I bet it was the mute button, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't actually the mute button this time. That was kind of stupid. But it was actually me holding on the M button. So I wasn't actually muted, but I was holding on to it. So I don't know, it's just doing something stupid. So we're going to try this again, and I'm going to feel like I'm repeating myself. So MT Johnson, like I said, won around. One of my favorite sponsors. Like I said, one of my favorite drinks is Body Armor. So MT Johnson coming down through all by his selfie. He spins out, comes down to the grass. Annoyed with the way the guys, the lands groundskeepers, did cut the grass. He cuts that grass the way he can. Gets back out onto the track. No worse for the wear. He's going to be able to pass the pace car here and join the tail end of the field with no damage. But I believe he's going to come in for some tires, though, Phil.
Well, if, Mr. Honing, missed a little bit of the grass there, MT Johnson had the guys covered, put the lawn care bill on the 06 here tonight, and canceled maybe some track cleanup service here later on. So put us under caution flag. I believe this is number 6 on the night. Don't got the pen and paper. Gave up on that years ago because I spend more time looking at that thing than looking what's going on the racetrack. So let's see if we can't reset what's going on here. Under the caution flag, guys up front that did come to pit road, looks like for the likes of Bill Kring. Looks like he won the race off of pit road. Rich Knappick, Darrell Brown, Rob Keller. All those guys came on pit road, got 4 fresh tires. Well, here's where it kind of gets interesting. The top 3 drivers, they all pitted around halfway. They stayed out on the racetrack, so their tires are going to be about 30 laps to the used here. And that's going to be our current race leader, the 31 car of Jess Stacanis, the 41 car of Josh Boyer, and the 112 car of Chris Wiseman. Well, that's interesting here, Todd. You're going to see Bill Kring 4th, Rich Knappick 5th. Those guys all on new tires. Let's see how the last 28 laps of this race go, because we're back to green flag racing. Let's see if these old tires versus new tires. Let's see who wins this show.
Yeah, and look at the 32 of Bill Kring already making some moves around Chris Wiseman down to the bottom side. They're side by side coming through the corner. 2 for deal through 3 and 4 there. The 32 of Bill Creighton almost making it up to second. I thought he was going to actually have the 2 for. Is he down on the bottom? Oh, contact, man, and Boyer around hard into the wall there. Bill Creighton down through the grass, and he knows he did wrong as he went to just a tad too hard, Phil, into the corner. Collected Boyer, got him all upset and up into the wall.
Yeah, it really did a little tad bit overzealous there. And when you have new tires, you see the end of the race in sight, you know, especially on these restarts, you kind of get a little bit overzealous. And I think that's what we saw right there for the 32. I'm pretty sure there is a, like I said there, Todd, I think we get 3/4 of the way home. The voice is going to start giving out. It's certainly doing that. But I think Bill Creighton there, maybe a tad bit impatient. Had those new tires, you know, 30 laps at Thompson on tires. Doesn't seem like a lot, but in this simulation, it can be a killer. And I think the 32 car, if he just was a little more kind of, you know, reserved in making that move, maybe that would have worked. You feel bad for Josh Boyer. 30-lap old tires, hard racing. Definitely not an intentional deal there, but maybe just a little bit more aggressive than I think the 32 had to be right there at that juncture there, Todd.
Yeah, might have been a little aggressive for the 32 of Bill Craig. I know he was trying to win the race. I tell you, he had the best tires out there inside that top 4. He was making moves. He was making progress to the front. Might have been a little early as he could have bided his time there. But I know he had a hungry pack behind him, so I cannot discount or make Bill Craig feel real bad, you know, because he was trying to get to the front. And I understand where he was trying to go with it. But he just might have forced it just a little bit early here early before we get to maybe 20 to go, even 15 to go. You start making it as laps click by. Maybe you make that move 15 to go. I would say maybe even 10 to go, and set yourself into that second spot. I know Stakanis is going to be not a slouch to get by in that 31 machine, as he's probably been saving his tires. They might have 30-lap old tires, Phil, but Stakanis is no slouch to victory lane either.
No, absolutely not. Not whatsoever. Don't discount that 31 car at all. Don't discount any of these guys currently in the top 3. And those are the guys, you know, as we said, they all stayed out. They got the older tires, that being Stakanis, Chris Wiseman currently running second, Rich Knappick running third. But you look back to see Darrell Brown, Rob Keller, DJ Hinsky, the dog John Palmer, Larry D, Clifton Ashley ninth, and Duke Sorensen 10th. I mean, those guys have all come down and taken tires. You know, this most previous caution flag, they're still fresh. I want to wait and see how these guys in the top 3, especially if we get a green flag run, which I really hope they do. I want to see how this all works out. I've seen this race won on used tires before. I've seen this race won on new tires before. So I'm not sure, Todd, what is going to happen. All I know is Jeff Stakanis may have to play a little bit of defense, and I'm hoping tonight, in that case, he's not for Baltimore because there's not much being played there. Maybe Jeff Stakanis can play it a little bit better.
Yeah, maybe so. As maybe that doesn't sound very good for my FanDuel football as things are going on. If you're saying there's no defense for Baltimore, so that's not good. That's not good for boding well for my team either, who just lost to Baltimore 47-3. So I won't talk much more about that one. But we're gonna get more talking about this racing here. We're almost about 20 laps to go here, Thompson Speedway. We got to ask everybody out there in YouTube chat. Who's it going to be here this evening? We know you got a favorite out there. We know you got a favorite who's going to win this race here this evening. 20 laps to go. Go ahead and pick them out there on YouTube. We want to hear from you. Phil, I'm going to put you on the spot. We haven't done this in the last couple of broadcasts. Who's going to win this race here at Thompson? And it can't be the whole field.
All right. Well, you're going to put me on the spot, and if I have to pick one right now, you know how much respect I have for these guys in the top 3. I'm going to go new tires. I'm going to take the 86 car of Darrell Brown. I think the 86 is going to victory lane as that green flag comes back on the field. 20 to go here, Todd. I'm going to ask you the same question. I'm going to ask the same question on the YouTube chat box. We'll toss in some Kabang Energy Candy to the free winner here tonight. If you can predict a winner, who do you think is going to pick up this checkered flag?
I'm going to go with the... Man, I want to go with him. I'm going to go with the number 6 of Rich Knappick. He's hometown hero. This guy's all kinds out of shape down the front straightaway. But I'm going to go with Rich Knappick, in that number 6 machine. I think he's got what it takes to keep Darrell Brown at bay. I think he's got what it takes to get around the 2 cars in front of him.
All right, so that's the picks from Full Velocity TV. I want to know what you guys out there are thinking. YouTube chat, I see them starting to click in here now. I see 6666. I'm seeing going with the 6, the 112. Another vote for the 6. Well, there can only be one winner. The first one who threw that 6 up there, you're going to be the lucky winner here out here tonight. If the 6 car wins, you'll get it. If another car wins, whoever picks it, it's out there. Picks coming in now. We'll do our best to get that screened out after the show, but laps are running out here, Todd at Thompson. They worked their way through turns number 3 and 4, off of 2, rather, I should say, off of turn 2. Jeff Stakana still has the lead. Chris Wiseman, the 112, he keeps looking for running room down to the low side of the racetrack. 112 showed a lot of speed in practice. I'm not surprised whatsoever that he's a contender to maybe win this thing. Race for the lead as they hit turn 1.
A race for the lead is the 112 down on the bottom side. Gets a wee bit loose down there. And that 112, that's Chris Wiseman again, going down the back straightaway. Not able to get around Jeff Stakanis. Now the 6 of Rich Napick all over both of those guys. The 86 of Darrell Brown right there. He's peeking down low. He's trying to make a move on the number 6 of Rich Napick as he's trying to look to see John the Dog Palmer out of line back there. Look like those guys are almost about ready to go around, but they're just fighting tooth and nail back there for about the 7th or 8th position. Meanwhile, back out front, a great race going on here between the 31, the 112 of Chris Wiseman back down to the bottom, not able to complete that pass as the momentum for the 31 just too much. It looks like John the Dog Palmer hard into the outside wall down the front straightaway.
Yeah, he was. That stacked up the entire field, put us under the caution flag. 106 on the board, so we will definitely get a restart here. But it's just going to kind of almost put these guys on equal footing of the top 5 at this point. I'm so far not really comfortable with my pick. I'm not sure how you're feeling. You know, about the 6th pick, we're starting to run out of time here, Todd, and things happening at the back of the field. John the Dog Palmer, tremendous hard hit with the outside wall. I got the tail end of that. I want you to show me the full screen view of what happened there. Dog, he took a savage hit. There was all sorts of carnage around him. What happened to our old buddy, the Dog?
Well, we're riding right behind the 108 of John the Dog Palmer. And he gets, I believe, the loose bug's going to hit him here on that 108 machine. Maybe not. The 17 actually made contact. That makes Duke Sorensen get into him. And the 108 around. And tough break for the 108. I thought he was going to be a little bit harder into the wall, but it looks like he had a little bit of help there. And the 17 may have thought he was clear. Pushrod thought he was clear, I do believe, going down in or coming out of that corner. Thought he was clear. Misjudged it just a little bit. John the Dog Palmer hit the wall, come back down in front of Duke Sorensen. Tough break for John the Dog Palmer, Duke Sorensen.
Yeah, tough break for all those guys involved. This kind of, jockeying for position late in the going here at Thompson. A tough place here tonight for these guys to pass on. We've seen a couple of cars tore up. The great news, Todd, all these cars tonight, it's like they're all driving tanks because all 18 drivers that came into the pit area tonight, all of them still left on the racetrack here, 100-plus laps into the race, and all still on the lead lap. So that is just really cool to see. That makes you feel good as a race car driver to, even see your name out there with that plus sign. Anytime you see that -1 here late in the race, you kind of, slunch down in the chair a little bit more, maybe fall further out of the seat. But all these guys in the lead lap for what looks to be about an 8 or 9 lap shootout we'll have here to settle this evening. It kind of puts them a little bit giddy up in your step here. You finish one of these races on the lead lap.
Yeah, definitely. It's tough with the crowd that these guys got going in and week out here in the modified series. It's rather tough to stay on that lead lap, and if they go green flag, I think we would have seen a couple of cars go down a lap. But these guys doing a well of a job staying on the lead lap. A lot of green flag racing here tonight, Phil. This has changed the complexion just a little bit, like you said. Some of these guys, oh man, even if they were on old tires, like Stakanis in that 31 machine, I believe he's sat here. This is going to kind of be an equalizer, like you said, for maybe the 112 and for the number 6. Those guys are on newer tires, the 86 of Darrell Brown. Rob Keller having a good run. He's in the top 5 still with the 57 machine, so good run for those guys. These guys just got to see what's going to happen. The 112's been fast. Chris Wiseman, man, I still feel pretty comfortable with my pick. He's pretty stout. That's Rich Napick, and I know there's some other guys out there on YouTube that did pick Napick to win this race. I still feel pretty confident in him.
What's puzzling, I'm not sure anybody out there maybe picked the 31 car. That's your current race leader, so I'm starting to think the more laps that click down there, I think Stakane is able to keep the tires cooled down under caution, kind of let them cycle back through one complete cycle and repetition of them. I think the shorter runs, I think that he may be better than the 112, maybe even the 6. I haven't seen Rich up there, trying to contend with these two guys. So I think if this thing stays, short green flag burst, I think like this is going to be, it may be a Vantage 31 car, especially if another quick caution comes out. If this thing goes the full 8 laps from here, well, that may be where I think about the point where the 112 car may look to be better about 8 to 10 laps into a run. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to make for some dramatic TV. The closing moments of this race at Thompson tonight are going to be fun. Green flag going back in the air. We're green flag racing here. 112 laps up on the board.
Yeah, 112 laps up in the board. Sakanis leads him down into one. Here comes Chris Wiseman diving down to the bottom immediately, trying to make something work here as they go down the back straightaway. Napick just a little bit off of these guys in front of him. Wiseman still all over the rear bumper of the 31. Sakanis still leading them here as they flash by that start-finish line. Lap 113 of 120 has been now complete. No, lap 112 of 120, excuse me, has been complete. It is still the number 31 is Sakanis, the 112 machine running second. Third is Rich Napick. Fourth is Darryl Brown. Rob Keller's running fifth. Sixth is DJ Hinsky. Larry D. Seventh, Clifton Ashley. I believe there's smoke on the field. Another guy up in the outside wall. That's going to bring out a yellow flag in. Oh, man, this is who thought this was going to have a lot of drama, Phil. Drama is going to heat up now. Dramatics is going to heat up. Everything's going to heat up here. Short track racing at its finest. And you're going to see some of these guys try to go for it all here or go broke, I believe, on this last few laps after we get the green flag here.
Well, I think you're right. If you get to go back down there and look at the replay, I think you may find somebody up in the top 10 may have kind of got turned in the wrong direction. And I think that may have been the 188 car of Larry D. I think that's a 188. I'm trying to tell from back on the view. For whatever reason, my cameras just do not like to cooperate here this evening, and I'll have to go back and retrace my work as I mounted cameras here probably about 15 years ago. So we'll have to wait and see what I can fix. But Todd, I know the caution overlay is up. I know you're going to work down there. We're running out of laps here at Thompson, but can you go back and show us what happened to put us under this most recent yellow flag?
I guess I can. It is D in this 188 machine. So coming down into the corner and contact made by the number 4 to get into the outside wall. So the 188, that's what brought out the yellow flag. Just looks like he just nailed his tires just a little bit. Maybe a little bit of front end damage here to the number 188 machine. No, he's able to join the tail end of the field. I believe he's going to go in and get some tires, though. You might as well when you're at the back of the pack there. But the number 4 making contact with the 188. That sent him around.
Yeah, tough break there for the 188. Tough break for Clifton Ashley. You ever want to get into anybody, especially late in the going, where you're just kind of looking to make that good run, to put a solid finish together. The 4 car had a really good night in the first half of this race, and ever since, it just kind of turned upside down. Clifton Ashley currently running to the top 10, but, it's going to take some kind of heroic measure, contact up front, whatever, for the 4 car to maybe get back here and contend for the race win here tonight for Hobo Racing's Wheelen Modified Series. Race number 6 of the season, right here live on Full Velocity TV. Thanks to all of you who have tuned in tonight. YouTube chat, it has been constant, Todd. I know I logged in here about 8:40, and the chat was already alive, and it has been bouncing here. It has been silent for more than a minute or two all night long. I appreciate all the support out there. It's so great to follow along the dialogue, the conversation, see how you're all thinking, see how you're all feeling, seeing, all the names click in. I see our old buddy Roger is checked in, so great to see Roger Nebelsick out there. Hopefully get to have him back on the racetrack here soon. But, yeah, Todd, as we get ready to put this thing back under green flag, 118 going to go to the board. A 3-lap shootout to finish it here tonight in Thompson.
Yeah, that's going to be rather interesting to see who's going to win. Napick, my pick, he's running 3rd. Darryl Brown, your pick, is running 4th. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to make anything happen here. The top 2 are going to do everything they can to keep those guys at bay. Meanwhile, try to race one another. Wiseman is able to go down to the bottom here rather quick But the 31 of Stacanus just has the momentum coming off those corners. He's able to diamond that corner fill, and Stacanus right now able to keep these guys at bay. Right now he's in the catbird seat. I believe he can control his own destiny here tonight. I could be wrong. I've been wrong time in and time again, and hopefully the black cloud don't hit him either. But Jeff Stacanus, your current race leader. The 112, Chris Wiseman, Rich Knappich, Darrell Brown, Rob Keller. That's your top 5. Green flag is back in the air. Going to stretch it just a little bit there as the flagger got me messed up just a little bit. Coming down into the corner, it's the 31 of Stacanus, the 112 of Wiseman. Wiseman down to the bottom. Immediately what we thought he was going to do. Trying to pull up alongside of him down the back straightaway here into turn number 3. Believe we're going to get white flag this time by Wiseman. Now side by sides, loose underneath Stacanus and able to hold on to it, but that puts Knappich into that second spot. Does he have time?
I don't know if he has time. Knappich on the low side of Chris Wiseman. That is racing for second. He's not going to clear the 112. They're going to drag race down the back straightaway for the final time into turn number 3. Into turn 3. Side by side for second. That checkered flag in the air. Jeff Stacanus going to pick up the win here at the Hobo Racing 120 at Thompson. Chris Wiseman going to come home third or second. Rich Knappich third. Darrell Brown fourth. And Rob Keller, a solid night. The 57 car, he comes home with a solid top 5 finish. But those guys that pitted halfway, Todd, they had those older tires. Well, the late caution flags let it fall right into their hand. It stayed in that top 3. And Jeff Stacanus able to hold these guys off. He's tonight's big winner at the Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park.
Definitely a fantastic finish for those guys as he burns it down out there. We're not able to get a nice camera angle on Stacanus, unfortunately, here tonight. The camera angle not working over there. I think somebody knocked it off the wall when they were trying to get by another driver. So, unfortunately, not able to get the nice burnout from Jeff Stacanus. He is your winner. Chris Wiseman, second. Rich Knappich, Darrell Brown, Rob Keller, Clifton Ashley, DJ Hinsky, Pushrod John Boyer in the 41 is 9th. Richard in number 2 is 10th. 11th is Bill Kring after some work there. 12th was Duke Sorensen. 13th, MT Johnson. Spadafora finishing up 14th. 39, 15th, 188. 16th to 21 of Robino. 17th, and John Dog Palmer, unfortunately, the only guy to retire from the event here in that 108 machine. He's going to finish up 18th here at Thompsonville.
Yeah, and it took well over 110 laps before we saw the first casualty of the night. Put one car behind the wall, and of course, the dog John Palmer, the 108. But we're going to move to the post-race show, Todd, as we always do. We'll talk to our top 3. We're going to send you down toward Victory Lane. You'll talk to Jeff Stacanus. I'll see if I can't run down here toward the end of pit road and see if we can't catch up with the old number 6 car here at Hobo Racing. That, of course, Connecticut's own Rich Knappich. Rich, my friend, terrific job by you guys. You guys all came into pit right at the halfway mark. I really thought those guys with 30-lap fresher tires may have a better run on you guys than you did, but late caution flags played right in your hand. Tell us about that top 3 run. Awesome job.
Yeah, these modifieds, we put on a good show tonight, didn't we? Yeah, a good group of guys, good racing. But, yeah, it's so hard to pass at Thompson, you know. You don't want to slip up into anybody, and you don't want to take them out, and it's just real tough passing there.
I couldn't agree more. As a guy who's, you know, I've seen tens of thousands of laps here, has raced, you know, thousands of laps around this place. Yeah, I get it. It's tough to slide. It's easy to slide up the hill, get to somebody's, you know, left rear and turn them around. And, you know, a great run by you here tonight. That last run there, you threw all you could throw, I think, at Chris in the 112, those last couple of laps. That looked to be a lot of fun on that run. Tell us about those closing laps.
Yeah, he slipped up a little bit. It looked like he got into the wall. And I just went underneath, and we were just side by side for those last 2 laps, and he just got me by a little bit. Good racing, you know, just darn good racing.
No, it sure was. Great to see you guys. You know, Hobo always puts on a great show, especially in the modifieds on a Thursday night. One of my most favorite things to do a year round is anytime you guys give the call to come out here for Thursday night, it gets me a little more excited. Then we circle home track advantage for you and myself. We come back to Thompson, a place that I've been to a billion times, an old place you've been to a lot of times. Always great to race around this joint and be a part of the history here. But I know you got a lot of family up here, Rich. I know you got a lot of friends watching out there. A lot of people rooting for you in that YouTube chat. So I'm going to give you the mic one more time. Why don't you give a shout to everybody out there who may be watching you live?
Yeah, thanks everybody for checking out the race tonight. And, I'd like to thank everybody who rooted for me, and thanks to you guys for carrying the race, and Hobo, and good group of guys, and just a darn good race.
Yes, it was. That is our buddy Rich Knappett going to bring that 6-car home in the 3rd spot here tonight, Todd. I thought he had a good shot at a win here late, but those guys really, played the strategy just right. I'm going to run further down pit road, see if I can catch up with Chris Wiseman here in the 112. Chris, it's Phil for Full Velocity TV, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Chris, congratulations, bud. 2nd place run. A guy I had my eyes on all evening long as I watched that car start deep in the field, drive its way up through traffic, get involved in a wreck, go back to the field, drive back up to the front. How satisfied are you with that 2nd place run here at the end of the night?
Oh, that was so much fun. I had a blast. Yeah, I hated to get in Steve. I think some people were racing in front of him, and he checked up a little more than what I was ready for. And I hate to make contact, and I just, I don't think you had to go to the back, but I just felt like I should go to the back. But yeah, I had come in that last stop and got 2 tires, so I was trying to work the bottom of that Jeff, and I was just afraid of getting into him, and I didn't want to do that. So, but that was really fun.
Yeah, it really was. That was some terrific racing by you guys here tonight. Tell us about how those tires really played a role to you. I mean, as I said to Rich, you guys came in right around that 60-lap mark when the caution flag came out, right at the halfway mark. The guys that pitted behind you, the 86 car, the 57, they had 35-lap newer tires than you guys. If this thing was to stay green, could you guys have held those guys back there on, those new tires with 30 more laps of fresh wear to them?
Well, on that stop there, I actually come in and put 2 right sides. So that's kind of how I got in front of them, but the other 2 cars stayed out. But my tires wasn't really bad. I was rolling out real early. But the first time I really stood on the throttle real hard, I got under Jeff, I think, on the 2 laps ago. And yeah, it was loose down there for sure. But yeah, congratulations to him. He did the thing he had to do, get out front. It's really tough to pass and pass clean. And I just, I really thank these guys, man. They really fun to race with.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Anytime we come over to Hobo, it's a good time. Well, Chris, as we always do on Full Velocity TV, the first time we ever get to talk to you on the airwaves, I'm going to give you the mic one more time. If anybody is out there watching, friends, family, sponsors, anybody out there, the floor is all yours, my friend, to give them a shout out now. So it's all yours.
Okay, well, I'm going to give a shout out to my girlfriend, Jordan. She's watching, and some guys from work. And, yeah, this is my first time. I think I raced again once, and y'all were on here. I just had some bad luck at the end. But thank you guys for putting this on for us, and thank Hobo for all the work they do to give us such a great place to race. And congratulations to Jeff on his win.
Well, that's Chris Wiseman going to bring the 112 home here tonight. A new face for us, Todd, up in that 2nd spot. I get to talk to a new face here tonight, but you get to talk to an old friend. And I think it's been a while since we've caught up with Jeff Stakanis in victory lane. So I'm going to throw it down there now, trackside. Todd, I think you've caught up with the winner climbing up the 31 car. Go talk to the happy race car driver, will you?
Definitely. It's been a long time since I've got to talk to Jeff Stakanis down here in victory lane. And that number 31 machine, Jeff, finally getting the monkey off your back. You're back in victory lane here live on Full Velocity TV. You played a little bit of strategy here. You pitted early. You were able to hold off all the contenders behind you. Tell us about it.
Yeah, the 41 and I were definitely on the same strategy. He just kind of got taken out there, but if I knew I could put one time, and if I did it right, I could have the lead. And it was really kind of hard to pass, but you almost had to go around him on top. So I knew. The 112 and I have been there before, so he's a pretty good racer. So I figured he'd kind of toe the line, but I knew he'd have a hard charge on me. But I had fun, great race, good race.
Yeah, definitely a fantastic race. Always producing pretty good racing here at Thompson Speedway, and you're able to bring home the victory here tonight and able to celebrate down here. And tell us. Tell us who got you here. We're going to give you the microphone. The floor is all yours, Jeff. I know you've got to be happy and ecstatic to finally be back here at Full Velocity TV in Victory Lane.
Yeah, I won on Sunday night at Indianapolis, so that's 2 in a row for me. So it's kind of fun. Like to say hello to Jasper if he's out there. I know he was watching on here. One of my buddies from work, and I'd like to say hello to my kids. They're probably watching, and my wife. And I had fun. Great race. It's always good to win on TV. Thanks, guys.
Definitely always good to win on TV. That is our race winner here. Driver the number 31, Jeff Stakanis, bringing home the victory here. Hobo Racing League, Thompson Speedway, Phil. Fantastic show again, and it's nothing short every time we come here at Hobo Racing. This is a fine league, a bunch of fine drivers that put on a show week in and week out. But I want to see some other drivers also come up here and actually grace Victory Lane. And it was nice to see some other drivers finally come back here on Full Velocity TV, like Jeff Stakanis, finally getting a win here again. Seeing Chris Wiseman, a new guy, new face up here, able to talk to him. It's nice to see some of the old guys, but it's also nice to see some new faces too.
That really is, and that's what makes it a lot of fun here. Is all the years we get to know a lot of these, guys we've talked to 100 times. It's great to talk to first-time guys. Great to catch up with a guy like Chris Wiseman, who I know a lot of drivers out there have had encounters with him myself. This is kind of a new territory for me, so great to catch up with him. Great to catch up with old friends over here. Great to see a guy like Jeff Stakanis at Victory Lane. Rich Knappick having another good run. How about the great solid run for guys like Rob Keller tonight? DJ Hinsky, the point leader, Darrell Brown, a solid top 5 run. Going to keep him up on the draws of the points as well. So, terrific job. Congratulations to all these guys at Hobo Racing. A job well done, and I know we're going to see these guys again real soon. So, on behalf of all of us that make Full Velocity TV work, Todd Stanton, our graphics guy behind the scene, Martin Karch, who does a lot of work for us behind the scenes, and a lot of other people have put us here as well. Phil the Cast going to sign off for the evening. Thanks for watching. Back on the airwaves this coming Sunday evening over at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the Dan Weldon Memorial 200, race number 1 of the playoffs for FTF Racing Verizon Cup Series playoffs. So we're going to have it right here live, Full Velocity TV. So until Sunday night, 2 nights we got a break here, Todd. That's really good stuff for us. For Todd, I'm Phil. We'll see you next time.